Hey, it's Kinsey Ray. I am a branding and marketing expert, and I specialize in teaching people how to grow businesses online and become your best self. So I'm really excited to talk today about my personal strategy of how I am working towards becoming the best me for 2023. And I always challenge my team to do this exercise every year to help set them up for success in the new year and help them become the next best version of themselves. If you guys have been around me for any period of time, you know I am wildly passionate about unlocking and always actively working towards becoming the next best version of yourself. I'm a firm believer that if you are not growing, you're dying, and that if you can just actively work towards becoming 1% better and actively work towards that next best version of you, that is how you're going to unlock all of the potential inside of you. If you don't know, you are filled with infinite potential. You can literally do anything you want in this life, but there's a caveat to that. In order to do that, you have to do the personal work. You have to do the personal development. You have to work on yourself to become the best you, to become the person who can achieve the things that you desire. So I believe anything is possible, but you also have to do the work to make it happen. And I want to give you a strategy to really help paint a clear picture of who that person is, and then give you a roadmap of how to become that person. Does that sound good? Okay, share this if you think someone you know will get value out of this. Definitely share this with your teams. This is a great end of year exercise that you can give any of your teams to help them start working towards the next best version of themselves and who they want to be in 2023. So first, what I like to do, if you guys followed my video from the other day, we talked about creating a really strong vision for 2023. I gave you some tips on how to create a powerful vision board, how I go and set goals. And so I really want you to think about this. If you were the person who could achieve those goals already, you would have achieved them, right? So another way to think about it is those goals would have already happened if you were the person who had the standards, the habits, the schedule that could handle all of those goals, that could receive and hold all of those things. But the truth is, you haven't achieved those goals yet. So that means you have not unlocked the person inside of you. You have not developed into the person who can achieve that goal yet. So when you're setting your goals and you're looking at your year ahead, you have to ask yourself, what type of person has this life that I want? What type of person is achieving these goals that I desire? And the goal and the roadmap, if you will, to achieving those goals is to become the type of person who has that lifestyle that you want, who achieves the things that you desire. So that's an amazing concept to me and gives me a lot of courage and hope when I set these really big, really audacious, really crazy goals, is I'm like, man, this seems like really far-fetched. Have you guys ever set goals like that? You're like, oh, this seems like really big. This seems really, really crazy. I don't know if I can do this. Sure, the person you currently are probably can't do it, but I believe you can become the person who can achieve that goal. And that gives me hope, knowing I'm in full control of my own personal development. I'm in full control of my habits. I'm in full control of my personal change. And so then that means I can control my future. I can control my outcomes if I do the work on myself. Now, it's a simple concept. It doesn't make it easy because it's really hard to change habits. It's really hard to go to work on yourself. It's really hard to change your mindset, but it's possible, but it just is going to take work. So what I want you to do is I have an assignment for you. I want you can close your eyes with me. I want you to think about you, December 2023. Who is that person? Let's say you accomplished all of your wildest dreams. You had everything on your vision board that you made come true. All of your goals that you set for 2023 happened. Close your eyes and I want you to think about who is that person? Who is living that dream life that you set out? Who is it? What type of schedule do they have? What do they wear? How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they show up on social media? How do they show up in their business? What type of habits do they have? What things do they say to themselves? What type of friends do they have? What type of events do they go to? Like, really envision this person, because if you achieve all of the stuff that you put on your vision board and all the goals that you set for 2023, you became an entirely different person. Can we all agree with this? Right? Do we all agree with this concept? So who is that person? Who did you become in pursuit of those goals? Who did you become on that journey in 2023 to go make all of those things happen? What had to change in order for those goals to happen? What standards did you have to shift? Okay? So I want you to think about that person, envision them. And now I want you to write a list, right? I want you to write out all those qualities that that person has. Do they wake up early? Do they read consistently? Do they work out? Are they sober? Do they drink alcohol? What type of diet do they have? What's their gym schedule like? How many personal development, events do they go to? Like, who is this person? Do they hire mentors? Do they hire coaches? How much water do they drink in a day? What time do they wake up? What time do they go to bed? Like, what is their life like? Down to every detail. So I want you to write down the qualities that they have, the habits that they have, the schedule that they have. I want you to brainstorm everything you can think of that this person has. And I want you to make a list of all of those qualities. Ideally, if you can come up with 12 things that this person has that you currently need to work on or implement or change or adapt or shift in your life, I can give you a strategy. I've talked about this before if you followed me for a while. I can give you a strategy to help you implement those 12 things. So ideally pick 12 things, 12 habits, 12 skills, 12 concepts that you need to shift in your life, because then what you can do is you can take those 12 qualities that you want to emulate from that person that's in December 2023, that person that's living your dream life, that person that has achieved all the things that you want. You can then go take those 12 qualities that you want to emulate and adapt into the person you are today and go to work on them all of next year. Because you cannot change your life overnight. You cannot become a brand new person in a day. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Sustainable results require consistency. And so the way that I've done this successfully to adopt new habits, adopt new mindsets, adopt a new schedule, adopt waking up earlier, adopt getting sober, like whatever it is that I went to work on, I had to focus on one thing at a time. So I like 12 because I can pick 12 qualities to work on all year long by focusing on one thing at a time. Imagine if you improve 12 habits in your life next year. That's going to be so much change. You're going to be a brand new person by the end of next year. And that's like the whole point of this, right? That's the goal. So if you change 12 qualities, if you improve 12 habits, if you develop 12 new things in yourself next year, would you consider that a successful year? Yes or no? You can comment below, right? I would consider that a very successful year. So write out those 12 things that you want to work on. Like I said, maybe it's reading, maybe it's waking up earlier, maybe it's cutting out alcohol, maybe it's moving your body consistently, like whatever it is that you know will make you the greatest you. And now I want you to look at your year ahead, January through December, and say, okay, what month am I going to work on each of these skills? Maybe January, I'm going to do a 30 days sober in January. Okay, so January, I'm going to go on a challenge of 30 days no alcohol. Awesome. Then in February, what am I going to work on? Okay, February, I want to work on waking up earlier. And then maybe you carry over the habit from January. You're like, man, I felt really good being sober. I'm going to stay sober in February, and I'm going to move my body consistently for 30 minutes a day. Awesome. So now you're staying sober with a clear head, and now you're moving your body consistently, and you get that habit into your routine. Great. Now comes March. Now you're consistently moving your body. You're feeling really clear-headed. You're staying sober. And now in March, like, I really need to work on my personal development. Great. So now you're committed to reading 10 pages a day all of March. And now you're moving your body consistently, you're reading 10 pages a day, you're staying sober, clear-headed, you feel really positive. And now come April. Now you have 3 habits in place. Now April, you're like, wow, I bet if I woke up 30 minutes earlier or an hour earlier and I challenged myself to wake up earlier, I could get more done in a day. because I'm moving my body, so I feel better. I'm feeling more energized because I'm staying sober. And so now I have the energy and capacity to wake up earlier. So now you add on waking up a little bit earlier. Do you guys see how this compounds and you slowly but surely start to evolve into this new person? No, it doesn't happen overnight, but this is how habits stick and stay. This is how I completely overhauled my habits, my schedule, my life, my mindset. It didn't happen overnight. It took a solid 12 months of doing this exact process. Because I've tried where I overhaul my life in a night and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to change that. I wake up earlier and I'm going to get sober and I'm going to write in my journal and I'm going to read and I'm going to move my body and I'm going to do all these things and it's all going to happen tomorrow on January 1st. And I get so frustrated when I cannot maintain that pace. I get so frustrated when I cannot maintain those habits and I fall back into bad routines. I fall back into bad habits because it's too hard to overhaul everything, 30 years of bad habits in one day and expect my entire life to change. No, it's so frustrating. And I did this cycle over and over and over again. And I was frustrated with myself. I was like, maybe I'm just not cut out to be this person I think I can be. Maybe I'm not meant to be this successful person that I feel like I can be who has these habits. And I felt so defeated and so frustrated until I just said, okay, we've tried this way before to become this new person you want to be in one day. And it's beyond exhausting. It's beyond frustrating. So instead of trying to overhaul your life in a night, why don't we just focus on one thing at a time? And so I started doing these 30-day challenges. I'm very challenge motivated. I love 30-day challenges because they push me. I say, can I do this one thing for 30 days straight? I'm very motivated by that. I like to check off the boxes, put stickers on stuff. I'm like, woo, I did it. I'm very motivated by that. And I noticed it takes about 21 days to create a habit. So if I can do something consistently every single day for 30 days, it just starts to become my routine. I don't even have to think about it anymore. And then I realized, okay, if I can do it for 1 month, now let's pick something else to do on the second month. And pretty soon I was just habit stacking and changing my entire life. And I did it in about a year. And so you can do this too. Decide what needs to change in your life and be okay with the fact that it's not going to all happen in a day. But what if you gave yourself a solid year of working towards the best you? You're going to be light years ahead of everyone else who's doing the January 1st thing. Let me try and overhaul my life in a day. And then they get burnt out after a day and a half and then they quit and they're back to the old routine. They're like, well, better luck next year on January 1st, 2024. We'll see how that goes. Okay, it's going to go the same way it did this year until you get a new strategy, my friend. I tried it. Trust me, learn from my mistakes. So pick your 12 habits that you want to improve. Pick your 12 skills, whatever. Maybe it's affirmations for 30 days, changing the way you talk to yourself, changing the way that you think. Yes, Habit Stacking from Atomic Habits. It's a phenomenal book. It changed my life. So maybe it's affirmations. So you just got to change the crap going on up here. This totally affects your entire life. Maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you just need to calm down. That's going to be one of my habits in 2023. Maybe you just need to get some peace and just calm down. Maybe it's meditating for 10 minutes a day for 30 days straight. Maybe you need to work on writing down your goals and gratitude. That's a practice that changed my entire life. Maybe you need to do that for 30 days. So figure out what your list of 12 is, then look at your year ahead and pick which month you're going to work on each habit. Create an action plan to become the best you in 2023. Make the plan and then work the plan. Right? You can't just write it down, put it on a sticky note and be like, all right, I'm going to become that person by thinking about it. No, you got to go take action to make it happen. So I hope you go make a list of who it is you want to be by December 2023. Who do you want to be? How do they show up? How do they operate? Write down that list. Pick your top 12 things that you want to go implement and improve. Maybe you come up with more than 12. Just pick the top 12. You're like, man, if I changed all of this next year, I would consider that a successful year. My mentor told me that. They said, define what a successful year is to you. What needs to happen by December 2023 for you to say this year was a success? And something that I love, I'm such a firm believer in habits. If you guys haven't picked up on that, I love habits. I'm so obsessed with them. Why I'm obsessed with habits, why I'm obsessed with this game plan of the best me and picking 12 things I want to go to work on is it's all in my control. I am in control of all of it. It is up to me whether I succeed or whether I fail. My decisions are the determining factor of if I succeed or if I fail. When I set, business goals and income goals and, how many customers I want to get and I want to win this award and I want to speak at this event and I set all these achievement goals, I'm very motivated by those. I love them. They fill me up when I achieve them. And I believe I can, and I have. But a lot of it is out of my control. I can't control if I get booked for the gig. All I can do is show up and do the work. I can't control if I win the award. All I can do is show up and do the work and hope that my work pays off to do said achievement. I love habit-based goals along with achievement-based goals because at least the habit-based goals I am in full control of. Does that make sense to you guys? So I don't have to base it on outside circumstances to feel like I'm winning, to feel like if I'm succeeding. My decisions get to determine if I'm succeeding or not. And then guess what? The only person I can blame if I fail is me, right? I am in full control of my success or failure. So I encourage you, set achievement-based goals. Absolutely, because you can do it. You can do it by becoming the best you, but also pair those achievement-based goals with who do I need to be to achieve those goals, and set the habit-based goals along with it. Because I believe if you can succeed in the habit-based goals, the achievement goals follow. Does that make sense how they all come together? So pick your habit-based goals and decide, look at the top 12 and say which 12 will, if I implement these things and I become this person, I work on these habits, which ones will make me feel like I had a successful year? So pick the ones that will make you feel like you had a successful 2023, and then make the plan of what months you're going to implement them, and then let's get to work. I'm going to do it alongside you. I'm always actively improving my habits, looking at areas that I can get better, because I know the next level of life and the next things that I want to achieve and the next level in business for me and my relationship and being a mom and being a leader, it requires the next level of me. It requires the next version of me. I have to change my standards. I have to change the way I show up. I have to change the way that I think. I have to change the way I speak to myself. I have to change my schedule and my time management and all sorts of stuff. If I didn't, I would already have everything that I wanted. If you didn't have to change and get better, you would already have everything that you want. So the next level of your life requires the next level of you. And you are in full control of who that is. You're in full control of making that happen. And that gives me so much confidence. And I hope it gives you the same amount of confidence. So I can't wait to hear about your list of the best you for 2023. I'd love to hear what you're working on in January so I can cheer you on. So definitely add me as a friend. Send me a message. Let me know that you're working on the best you for 2023. Share this video if you got value out of it. Definitely share it with your team so they're working on their habit-based goals as well for the new year. And I just appreciate you guys so much. I'm so excited to help you crush your 2023 goals. I appreciate you. Have a phenomenal rest of your day.